A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant turn of events, the Unite Union has taken a stand against the UK government's controversial decision to cut winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners. The union is calling for the government to reverse its decision or face a potential judicial review, emphasizing the severe impact this policy will have on vulnerable, elderly individuals as winter approaches. The cuts, which will affect an estimated 10 million pensioners, were announced in July and confirmed in the recent budget, with Chancellor Rachel Reeves stating that the move was necessary to address a staggering £22 billion deficit in public finances. Unite's General Secretary, Sharon Graham, expressed her outrage, stating, "It is not too late for Labour to register the hurt that this cruel policy has caused. Step back from picking the pockets of pensioners and do the right thing." The winter fuel payment, which ranges from £100 to £300, will no longer be available to those who do not receive pension credit or other means-tested benefits. This decision has sparked widespread criticism, with many arguing that it disproportionately impacts the most vulnerable in society. Graham further articulated the confusion and anger felt by many, remarking, "People do not understand. I do not understand how a Labour government has taken away the fuel allowance of millions of pensioners just as winter approaches." In response to the uproar, the government has reiterated its commitment to supporting pensioners, noting that millions will see their state pensions rise by up to £1,700 this Parliament thanks to the triple lock guarantee. Additionally, over 1 million pensioners will still receive the winter fuel payment, and there has been a notable increase in pension credit claims, which the government claims is a positive outcome of their policies. However, critics argue that these measures do not compensate for the loss of the winter fuel payment, particularly for those who are struggling to make ends meet during the cold winter months. Unite's legal representation has sent a pre-action letter to the government, highlighting that the decision to cut the winter fuel payment was made without a comprehensive assessment of its impact on the affected population. The letter specifically calls out Works and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall as a proposed defendant, asserting that the government has a legal obligation to refer such cuts to the Social Security Advisory Committee and to gather more evidence regarding the effects on vulnerable groups, including disabled individuals. The urgency of the matter has been stressed due to the impending cold weather, which poses a significant risk to those who may struggle to afford adequate heating. The letter stated, "People are at risk of disconnection and who are increasingly having to forego adequate heating and cut other essential spending." As the deadline for the government's response approaches, Unite is preparing to escalate the matter to the High Court if their demands are not met. This potential legal battle represents a growing rift between the Labour Party and the Unite Union, which has historically been a major supporter and donor to the party. The union has already staged protests against the cuts, including a demonstration at this year's Labour Party conference, indicating that this issue is far from resolved. The cuts to winter fuel payments have not only provoked outrage from unions and pensioners, but have also drawn criticism from within the Labour Party itself. Many Labour MPs have expressed shock that the government did not conduct a full assessment of the policy's impact before implementing it. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has defended the decision, labeling it a necessary measure in light of the country's financial situation, but this justification has done little to quell the discontent among constituents and party members alike. Meanwhile, in Scotland, a couple has received permission to pursue their own legal challenge against both the UK and Scottish governments regarding the scrapping of the winter fuel benefit. This indicates that the backlash against the policy is not limited to England, as similar sentiments are echoed across the UK. As the situation continues to unfold, the Unite Union remains steadfast in its position, advocating for the rights and welfare of pensioners who are set to be adversely affected by these cuts. The union's call for a judicial review underscores the serious implications of the government's decision and highlights the need for accountability in how policies affecting vulnerable populations are developed and implemented. The coming weeks will be crucial as the government prepares to respond to Unite's demands, and the outcome could have lasting repercussions for both the Labour Party and the millions of pensioners who rely on winter fuel payments for their livelihood during the harsh winter months. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.